Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Monday, beginning of the week, beginning of Thanksgiving week. We are just a few days away from Thanksgiving and having all that delicious delectables and a feast. Something that, I mean, I'm still kind of sad that, well, Halloween's over, but, at the same time, too, um, yeah, we just carry on with Thanksgiving. Get ourselves nice and plump right before the holidays. And then we have Christmas. And then New Year's. Man, 2025 went by really, really, really fast. So anyways, this is kind of a continuation from the live stream I did last night. If you guys caught the live stream last night, you guys noticed that it killed off part of the way through, and I think YouTube did that. My son was playing a game, and so yeah, it was I guess it was copyrighted material, but it's just weird how YouTube did it because it killed the live stream up until the point that he started playing his game. So majority of the live stream, it was still fine. It was so weird how that happened, but probably a good thing that it happened because it allowed me time to just kind of sit up last night and think about things and think about what was going on. The whole point of last night's live stream and this one is it's on the back of what B-Tech talked about last night in his live stream and what he was conveying. Give me 1 second. Let me take this call. Quick.
Really, babe?
Yeah, I have the mic back on. You can say hi.
Alright, talk to you later. Bye.
I love you too. Bye. I'm not talking to the missus. Yeah, we're all under the weather. Sorry about that. I had to take that call real quick. Very important. But yeah, we're all under the weather. Even I'm under the weather. But shout out to my wife because she had some medicine that actually really worked. It broke up the congestion, and so I'm not coughing as much as I was the other day. And the sniffles have gone away, so I'm not all stuffed up and everything like that. So, big shout out to her. Yeah. So, anyways, like I was saying, last night's live stream was basically just on the back of what what B-Tech talked about in his live stream, but more importantly, it's on the back of a lot of different creators and just like where they are today and everything like that. Like right now, you guys are going to see just some things I'm going to share with you guys, so you guys kind of get an understanding of just like how all this stuff is working out to be, and how hard it is really to just be a creator. Like honestly, not anyone could just be a creator. Like I'm pretty sure that I was never meant to be a content creator, but it's something that I really enjoy doing, and I stick with it. Oh my god, I feel like I need to sneeze. Oh my god. Not now. Excuse me. Oh my god. I talked about how the medicine was helping, and then now all of a sudden those symptoms are coming back. Don't you guys hate that when that happens? Anyways, so yeah, like I said, I don't think I was ever meant to be a content creator. I don't think I was ever meant to you know, to do this or whatnot, right? Like to other people that become content creators on YouTube or on TikTok or Instagram or whatever platform they're on, and it's just like, you know, they do pretty well. You know what I mean? When you look at the statistics of my channel, you can pretty much tell, like, I fight for the table scraps. I fight for, you know, just my little area on the YouTube platform. And while some people may talk some smack or whatever about my channel and its growth and everything like that, to be quite honest with everybody, I am proud of what I have achieved so far, only because I never expected to even get this far on YouTube, to be quite honest. I figured, like, you know, I would have never been over 1,000 subscribers, and, you know, my views I thought would always be like 10 views or, you know, 5 views, something like that. So where it's sitting at, you know, I am quite proud of it. And, you know, this is all on the back of the fact, like I said, like, whether I'm monetized or not monetized, I would still keep doing this. This is something that I still enjoy to do. I will always enjoy to do it. And basically talking about tech, like, I've had people suggest, like, maybe switching it up and doing like a success story, right? My older sister was, like, talking about it. She was like, you know, she would love to see, like, if I made a push to become as successful as she is in life, it would be great to vlog that. And while it would be great to vlog it, I don't like putting too much of my personal life out there, like my kids and stuff like that. Like, really don't want to be in vlogs all too much. Like, the videos that I have that shows them in it was, like, more than enough in their eyes already. So vlogging my day-to-day life and everything like that, not really a good idea. So yeah, that's pretty much, you know, why I won't shift to that direction. And gaming and stuff like that, I mean, I don't really game a lot. So, you know, and there's already established gamers out there who play, like, some of the games that I would play, like, you know, Super Mario Brothers and Sonic the Hedgehog and all those, you know, you know, what I call classic retros, you know, days of Sega Genesis and Nintendo and stuff like that. So, I mean, I've gamed on this channel a few times back in the day when Google Stadia was a thing, and, you know, played some games like Guilt, Dead by Daylight, and some of those games. But yeah, I just really didn't stick with it as far as, like, a gaming channel and stuff and whatnot. Just because, you know, YouTube is very finicky about the types of videos that you post on the channel, right? So it's like, if I post a video about Google Pixels, if I post a video about Google Fi, Visible, Boost Mobile, etc., like, those videos, they will get circulated. If I post a video about pro wrestling on here, if I post a video about gaming, they don't do that good. And the reason why is because the algorithm on YouTube is like, wait a minute, this is not like your usual type video, so who do I send this to? Because that's the whole point. Like, people have this idea, like, the algorithm is just literally this brainiac that looks at your video and says, oh no, like, we're not doing this, and then suppresses it. But it's really not like that. Like, the idea that people have over the algorithm, it's really not like that. The algorithm learns who you are as a creator and the types of videos, what your niche is. And then it pushes those videos to people that that are interested in that type of video. That's what it does. So when people blame the algorithm, to be honest and fair, you really shouldn't blame the algorithm. You should blame the viewers. The viewers are the ones, they hold the key to everything. They do, and they always will be the ones that hold the key to everything. Like I've explained so many times in previous videos and some of the videos I've made to try to help other creators out, and I've always said this, you know, it's like, when you first upload a video to YouTube, it's going to show it to the first 100 people. And depending on the ratio of likes to dislikes and how long they view the video, determines how far your video will go. So let's say, hypothetically, you post a video, it's shown to the first 100 people, and all 100 people watch the entire video from beginning to end. And maybe like 70 out of 100 thumbs up the video. So now the algorithm has that data to look at and say, okay, 100 people watched it, 100 people watched it from beginning to end, 70 liked the videos. So now I'm gonna send this video and push it to 1,000 people to watch. And if the same pattern happens, all 1,000 watched the video from beginning to end, maybe like 612 people liked it. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the data that the algorithm is living off of. It's not living off of, are you MKBHD or are you ABC123? You know, it doesn't matter the person in itself. And I think that's the problem with YouTube that people kind of have, is that they take the algorithm like it's a personal attack. Like the algorithm knows them and hates them. And it's not like that. The algorithm is learning who your videos are for. That's all the algorithm does. It just learns who your videos are for. So this is like one of the things that I've learned in my little journey of trying to figure out what's best for my channel on YouTube. Because, you know, one of the things that I know that can help your channel, at the same time it can also hurt your channel, is if you're sharing your video links to social media. Like, you're posting that you've dropped the video on Facebook, you're posting it to X, you're posting it to Threads, you're posting it on your Reddit. And see, the problem with that is that you may have like friends and family that see that and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch this video and give them some support. And so they go and they watch your video, but they're not really into that type of videos, right? Like, they're not really into tech. Let's take tech for the example of it. And so you're getting the wrong type of viewer traffic to your channel, which the algorithm is like, you know, okay, this person who likes to watch, you know, funny cat videos and short form content watched your video. So then it's going to push it to more people like that, more people that watch short form content, or more people that like funny cat videos. And so when it's pushing to them, they're seeing the video and they're not even clicking it. And because they're not even clicking it, YouTube is like, oh, so this video is not that good. Okay, suppression mode. We don't need to push it because no one really likes it. See, that is some of the quintessential mistakes that a lot of content creators make. And while, you know, posting to social media would be good, you would think it would be good because it would put it amongst, you know, people that may like it. Like, you may post it on X and say, you know, Google Pixel 10 unboxing, hashtag Team Pixel, hashtag tech video. And you're hoping that like people watch that. And it may come across where people see that and say, yeah, I'm interested in Pixel videos. And they click on it to open up YouTube and watch it. But their channel history has always shown they were into like cooking videos, like how to cook with bare minimum items or how to cook by a campfire. And if that's the type of videos that they're watching, the algorithm is going to be like, oh, so this type of person wants to watch this video, so I'll send it to other people like him. So all, like, let's say 10,000 people that watch how to cook by a campfire videos, and they're all about camping and outdoor cooking, it pushes a video to them. And your video, which is tech, has nothing to do with what their interest is. They teach the algorithm that the video is not good, and it's truly not even that point. So like, yeah, you could send it up on social media for other people to find it, and it may be helpful getting, you know, those who follow you to know that you've just posted a video, because sometimes the notifications for YouTube is just very crappy and very shitty. But you know, you could also be doing more harm by posting it on social media. So like, how do bigger content creators post to social media and not have it effectively damage their channel? Well, they have a social platform where like-minded people follow them. Nerds, geeks, and stuff like that for the tech stuff, movie buffs, you know, inspiring, you know, directors, and, you know, like, they follow their favorite creator with other like-minded people. So when you have a community outside of YouTube based on that, and then you share your video link to say, hey, I just dropped a video, you know, the people that's clicking it obviously click for those types of videos under YouTube anyways. So it's being put and presented in front of the right audience. That's some of the things that I've learned on my journey with YouTube, because trust me, like, my channel hasn't done great in a long time. And like I said in the live stream last night, I refuse to give up. Like, no matter how bleak it looks, no matter how dark it seems for me, I refuse to give up. And you know, so I have like my YouTube analytics up here so you guys can kind of see. And let's just make it a little bigger. There we go. That seems a little better. And look, you guys' chat is right there. But anyways, so you guys can see, you know, based on the content, right? Like new viewers, you know, in the last 28 days, 13.8 thousand, right? For live streams, 376, and for YouTube Shorts, 487. So that's new viewers. Regular viewers, we are at 326 videos, 326 for videos, 175 for live streams, and then 62 viewers for shorts. And then, you know, subscribers, I've gained 40 plus subscribers for live streams. I gained 4 subscribers off live streams and then 0 off shorts. So like, my short form content on this channel doesn't really do all that good. That's why I don't do a lot of shorts. And I have a separate channel that's dedicated to shorts, which is actually growing. I think right now I'm at 80 something subscribers. I'm almost close to my first 100 subscribers on that channel. So big shout out to everybody for the support. So here's a breakdown of the views, right? 22.2 thousand. That's 89.6% for videos. 1.4 thousand for live streams, 5.5%, and then 1.2 thousand for shorts in the last 28 days. So this is all within the last 28 days. These are metrics from the last 28 days. And then published content. So I published 20 videos in the last 28 days, 11 live streams, and 2 shorts. So it says typical views for videos. So my typical views is averaging about 260 to 610 views. For live streams, it's about 20 to 110 views. And then viewers across formats. So videos live, videos only 87%. Those that are watching live streams, watching both, is 8%, and then live only is 5%. So what's up, Nguyen Dang? What's going on, man? So that's like, you know, the viewer count and everything like that. So you guys can see right here impressions and how they led to watch time. So 251.5 thousand impressions. That's 55.8% from YouTube recommending my content. So with these little things that I've been doing little by little over the last 3 or 4 months has actually started to impact and help my channel from where it was 4 months ago. Views from impression, 13.4 thousand views. But my duration time of what people watch my videos, that's what's really hurting, because I can post a 10-minute video and people are only watching 2 minutes and 20 seconds of it. And this does impact people. This does. Hi, babe. So, my lovely wife is here. Watch time impressions, 520.9 hours of watch time, which, you know, I'm in danger of being demonetized because it should be at 4,000 hours of watch time, and I'm not even half of that anymore. But that's in a year. Like, the way that they gauge it, it's within a year. You should have 4,000 hours watch time in a year, right? So in the last 365 days, it should be that. And if I was to, let's see, the last 365 days, so let's change up the format. So I'm at 8.1 thousand. So, okay, I guess I'll be okay, right? Within the last year, I got 6.2 million views. Click-through impressions, 264.3 thousand from the impressions, you know, which is like people looking at the thumbnail and clicking on it. And then again, like I said, this is what hurts me. So average view time is 1 minute and 50 seconds. Like, it could be a 10-minute video, 5-minute video, 20-minute video. The average view that I'm getting is averaging to about 1 minute and 50 seconds, like under 2 minutes. So when people don't stay to watch the video, like, I know some people are like some of my supporters have told me, I'm not gonna air out names, but they've told me, they're like, oh, you know, they get the notification from YouTube that my video dropped. They jump in my video, and while they're waiting, you know, while the video's loading, they go and they click a thumbs up, they click a quick, you know, they type out a quick comment, and then they exit out the video because they're at work. This is why I always tell people, like, it's cool if you guys catch my content later, if you guys catch it at a leisure time, because if you have the time to watch the video from beginning to end, that really helps out, you know, myself and other creators that you watch. But when you do that quick jump in, hit the like button and type out a quick comment and then you bail out because you're busy at work, that's actually hurting your creator, because then it's teaching the algorithm that, you know, people are only going to be into your video for about 1 minute and 50 seconds. And that sucks. That hurts. It really hurts the creators. Like, those who watch videos, viewers, like I said, you guys have the key and the power to make and break, you know, your favorite content creator. You don't have to report them always to break them. All you got to do is just change up how you view their videos, and that directly impacts the creator. And, you know, it definitely hurts. It definitely hurts their stuff. Like, you know, about 5 years ago on a website that grades content creators, on Social Blade, I was at a B+. So I'm about to show you guys how far I fell. Okay, currently right now I'm at a C-. I am at a C-, and these are the stats of my channel. And this is Social Blade. This really doesn't have anything enrooted into YouTube metrics. This just kind of gives people an idea of where a creator sits at, right? So it's my channel. I got 4.1 thousand subscribers. Views to date is 5,156,385. I have 3,718 videos uploaded, and I created the channel on December 15th, 2011, right? My first channel, the original Aloha Android channel, which back then I didn't know much about YouTube, so when people would argue with me in the comments and say some really mean and hurtful things and flame my channel, I would just kill the channel. So imagine where that channel would have been at if I had just stuck it out and kept going. But anyways, so this is where I rank at. On YouTube entirely, I am 1,061,019th in my rank. For subscribers, I rank at 3,073rd place for, you know, gaining subscribers. For views, I rank at 2,210,848th place. And that's globally. Now, just in the United States, I rank at 2,829th place. That's where I'm at. And in the tech community, I am 2,100th place. Okay. So that's where I sit at in ranking. And obviously it gives you guys like these estimates, right? Like I'm gaining like 100 subscribers every 30 days, just about. Views every 30 days. I'm gaining about 26,000 views every 30 days. Okay, my monthly earnings, it says here that I earn anywhere from $7 to $105. And annually, I would be making anywhere from $299 to $4,800 a year from AdSense revenue. That's estimates. That's not like what I'm actually making. And then it gives me an idea of like monthly gained subscribers for my channel. You know, in 2023, I was averaging about, 100 subscribers. Same for February 2023, April 2023, June of 2023. And then, in the month of August and everything, I didn't gain anything. October, 100. January 2024 is about 100. See, so like the one point where it kind of really spiked recently was in July of 2025, where I gained 200 subscribers. And obviously, in July, that was around the time where I was doing videos of the Pixel 9a and doing upcoming videos about the Pixel 10 right before the launch of the Pixel 10. So a lot of that basically came around that time. And then you got monthly gained views. So way back in May of 2023, I lost a lot of views. Well, June of 2023. I dipped very, very low. Very low. 1.592. So 1,592,223. I guess they couldn't consider that missed opportunities there. I did so again in May of 2025, which was a slow month. I barely got views. And then in June of 2025, I gained some views. So yeah, the algorithm does nothing other than try to find the correct audience for you. And it learns that data based off of who's watching your videos. So this is why, like they say, tag words are important. Not just hashtagging into the description, but adding tag words in the tag section when you're uploading a video. It's very important to do that because you are trying to have people that are more than likely going to be interested in the topic that you're talking about to come over and watch your video, because then they can gauge if your video is good or not depending on how long it retains their attention. And if they say they watched the whole entire video and they like the video, and then 100 people just like them did the same thing, the algorithm then learns your videos are meant for these types of people. So now I'm going to push it to 1,000 more of them. And eventually, as more and more people watch from beginning to end and thumbs up the video, it then goes broader. So hopefully that's like a breakdown for like content creators. And let me check the polls here real quick. We got 3 votes on there. So I'm going to say 2 voted no, they're not content creators. 1 voted that they are a content creator. That's great. And hopefully you're getting some insight about YouTube from what I've learned and studied about it. And you know what? You're never too old to learn. Never have the arrogance to think that you can figure this stuff out. And don't depend on YouTube gurus. I noticed that people will depend on YouTube channels like Belmont to get all the ins and outs. Like Belmont, he has good intentions. He's trying to help you navigate and find your way on YouTube. But you can't follow everything he says to an entirety, like down to the T. You can't do that, because then if you're doing that, you are following his structure, his format, what worked for him. And if you make no videos like him, then it's not going to do you any good. You have to pick out of what they present in their videos to help other YouTube creators. You have to pick what resonates with you and what you think is going to work for you. And then you have to implement that. Now, trial and error is a thing that, everybody, regardless if you're a content creator or not, that you should be familiar with, because you always try something and maybe it works out and it's great, or maybe it doesn't work out and you fall. But either way, you always can learn from your mistakes. That's how learning is, right? You learn from your mistakes. You got to make mistakes in order to learn from them. So, with that, you have to come up with an idea of a video that you want to make. You got to come up with a catchy title to a video that you want to, that you're gonna upload, right? And it's pretty hard. Some people just don't have that creative mind to come up with a catchy phrase or something that's just gonna hook people in. So you got to come up with a catchy title. You got to come up with a really, really well thought out description. And the first 3 sentences in your description needs to be what they call the hook. Because again, not just the algorithm, but the search engine of, Google and all the different ones out there, the first 3 sentences in your description is what they're going to match with people who search in those search browsers. That's how that works. Okay, so if you post a video of, say, you're making the Korean dish bibimbap, which is, mixed rice. It's a very, very good dish. I recommend it. And in your description, you're like rice, seaweed, beef, egg, seasoning, but you have nothing really descriptive, then if somebody says that, you know, oh yeah, you know, I want to know what rice wine tastes like, so they type in rice wine in a Google search, and your videos are gonna pop up, which has absolutely nothing to do with it. And because it pops up in that search and nobody clicked it, it tells the algorithm it's not interesting. Does that make sense? Is anyone catching on to that as to how that works? Like, when you set your video up to be viewed on YouTube, you have to set it up for success. A title, a hooky title, if that will hook people to wanting to know what the video is about. A thumbnail, not overly clustered. Don't turn your thumbnail into a puzzle. Like, if you guys look at my videos, my thumbnails are so plain Jane. Maybe every now and then I may just add a little something into it, like the title of the video, and maybe like a sticker to just kind of spice it up. But don't like put, you know, how I cook bibimbap in 15 minutes or less. You have that like on your thumbnail with you in the background behind the letter blocks, holding a bowl of rice and a fork in your hand, like, and then a sticker here, sticker here, sticker here, sticker here, sticker there. Like, when you start overcrowding your thumbnail, it's a turnoff to people. I've noticed this. Because I remember one time I was like, oh yeah, people like thumbnails. They like catchy thumbnails. Let me go ahead and spice mine up. And I was throwing a whole bunch of crap on it. And nobody clicked my video. Because my thumbnail was presenting something that I really wasn't doing in my video. And then people thought, okay, this person is like, you know, hoarding stickers and block letters on a thumbnail. Then they're thinking that I'm like hoarding a bunch of, you know, topics into like one 5-minute video. They just didn't want to deal with it. Sometimes a plain thumbnail is all you need. Look at my Pixel 7a video recently that I did. The thumbnail is me outside of my townhouse on my way to pick up my kids from school, and I stopped and I snapped a photo of the Pixel 7a in my hand, and that's all I used as a thumbnail. There's no typed words, no block letters on it that says Pixel 7a review or nothing like that. And that got close to 1,000 views. The thing right now is like 826 views that video is sitting at. So the further that YouTube has projected that video to a broader audience, majority of the audience wasn't interested in looking at my Pixel 7a video. So now it's just like, it's plateaued. It's hovering at 800 views, which I'll take any day of the week. That's better than no views, you know? So yeah, hooky, catchy title. Sometimes t-shirt and a jeans thumbnail. Sometimes a little flair to it. Add a charm. And that's for the thumbnail. Description. First 3 sentences needs to outline what the video is about into a format that people are going to randomly search for on Google. Right? SEO. You guys probably heard of that. You probably heard people talk about SEO, search engine optimization. Think about how you type searches in Chrome or in DuckDuckGo or whatever browser you're using. Say you want to learn how to make bibimbap, or you want to learn how to make kalbi ribs, which is another badass dish. If my wife is still here, she can tell you guys, kalbi ribs is delicious. Come on, so delicious. Let's say so you type in a search. Your search is how to make Korean kalbi ribs. Okay. So your description should start off with, ever wanted to learn how to make Korean barbecue kalbi ribs? In this video, I am going to show you guys step by step how to marinate, how to cook, and how to serve Korean barbecue kalbi ribs. That should be your first 3 sentences, because that matches up with the search of how to make Korean barbecue kalbi ribs. Okay, if you're posting videos and your YouTube title is saying hi with a smiley face, there's like 3 billion videos out there with a hi smiley face. You're not distinguished from those other ones. When you don't put a description in your video that at least the first 3 sentences are directly connected to your title, and then you have a synopsis in your description to just kind of tell people what you're going over. Even though we feel like that hardly anyone checks the description, that's a false narrative. People actually read the description. Some people read the description because they're looking for the chapters. Like if you make a 20-minute video, something that I'm bad at, I suck at 20-minute videos. I make a 20-minute video and I don't take the time to put timestamps, chapters. I don't. And don't let YouTube do that, because YouTube totally screws that up. So don't ever turn on automatically create chapters, because that's just going to ruin your video. You have to manually do it yourself. But yes, that takes time. Unless when you're recording the video, and as you're recording your video, you remember the timestamps in your head. So you're looking at a clock to see like how long you talked about a specific part. And then you can go in and type out a timestamp based on your memory of when you started this subject and that subject and that subject, and you can put it in there. Because people will go into the description looking for timestamps, and they will see your description. And if your description is kind of hooky, they might just stick around in the description to read everything that you've written or typed out. And that's going to tell them already if the video is good to them or not. Because in the video, if it says, you know, again, let's go with the Kalbi ribs. I'm hungry for breakfast. That's why I'm talking about food. And your title says, you know, like how to make Korean barbecue Kalbi ribs. And in your description, your first 3 sentences is like, I bit a piece of meat and it was so delicious and tender and juicy, and it just went very well with a side of steamed jasmine rice. You're not really showing people how to make the dish. So it's like your description does not tie in with your title. So those 3 things are important. And in the description, you can use certain hashtags that will help it be found on YouTube, right? So like hashtag cooking, hashtag Korean barbecue, hashtag local eats. And hell, if you really want to get it in front of eyes, you could put hashtag Chef Gordon Ramsay. Because he looks at all those that tag him in it, like a hashtag Chef Ramsay. He'll look at those videos and see like, oh, this is a cooking video. Okay, let me see how you cook this. And then if you're lucky, he may choose your video for one of his short form contents where he reacts to people's cooking videos and says if they did good or bad. Or if he doesn't understand the method to their madness of a certain thing, why did they do it and everything like that. He, you know, commentates on it. But anyways, but that does get it in the eyes of more people that like cooking tutorials, right? And then your tag words. So as you're going through setting up your video, then you have a section that says tag words. So every time you type in a phrase, you hit a comma. Now you could do singular words like Korean, comma, barbecue, comma, Kalbi, comma, ribs. You can do that, but you also want to add a little bit more into it. So you want to like type out like a short phrase like how to make Korean barbecue, comma, there, that's one tag word, how to make Korean barbecue. You can put best ways to make Kalbi ribs, comma, and that makes a tag word. Even though it's multiple words in it, it makes a tag word. Why are these so important to do those phrases? Because again, that matches up with the SEO, search engine optimization. That matches up with YouTube and Google for Google search. So if someone says how to, you know, best ways to make Korean barbecue Kalbi ribs, well, it's in your tag word in your video. So now your video is one of the videos that's going to present in the search result of that person's search on, you know, Chrome or DuckDuckGo or Opera or whatever browser you use. Everything has a reasoning. And right now, with the changes to YouTube that I know of, because I follow the YouTube newsletters pretty closely, I know we have a new CEO. I know they're doing some sort of shakeups. And the coolest thing that they're bringing, from what I've read so far, is that for those who are content creators that are part of the YouTube partnership program and that have AdSense turned on, you guys would like to know that, you know, say, let's take one of my videos, for example. Okay, so let me go back to my content. I'm going to show you guys here what I mean. All right, let's see. Oh, they hit some of my old videos. Wow. This is crazy. Fastest way to find it would be to no, I don't want that one. Anyways, I am going to try and find one of my oldest videos. And let's see if I can find it. It's like one of my top videos. It has to do with the LG Stylo 2. See if I can find that video. As I know that video is pretty popular and a lot of people made fun of me on that video because that was back in my days when I was into the hipster style, you know. So I had like the red wafer glasses and a snapback hat, tank top. Yeah, I looked dorky as shit back then. So it's kind of funny. Absolutely funny, but let's see if I can find it. Okay, so that's the LG Stylo 1. So we're getting close to the time that I got that phone. That's when I was doing a lot of Boost mobile phone reviews. And man, dude, my thumbnails suck. Way back in the day, I didn't even really use thumbnails. Okay, how much more do we got? I missed that phone, the HTC. God, I don't remember what the model number is, but it's an HTC phone that was on Virgin Mobile. I really missed that phone. It was pretty cool. Missed phones from back in those days. By the way, if you're still in here, sound off in the comments. Let me know you're still here. I did a quick search. Actually, do that. Oh, there it is. So, okay, let me show you guys real quick. This is what I mean about, like, you know, advertisement and stuff like that. I love you too, babe. Have a great day at work, and I'll talk to you on your break. I should really update this description because this description's so bad. You guys can see how bad my description was, but this video actually did 100 plus thousand views. But anyways, so this is a very old video when it came out. Let's see if I can see tag words and stuff like that are just very bare minimum. Actually, I'm gonna change that. No one. That's why people are like stealing these videos. Anyways, so, you know, it's been monetized for so many years. It's gotten, you know, some revenue based on it. So, like, here's the thing about this. The advertisement that was used in this video, obviously, you know, time has run out on it. It's not, you know, it's not at that point anymore where, like, it's making, like, good residuals for AdSense. However, the YouTube CEO decided at this point, they're going to start running new campaigns on people's old videos. So, if, like, let's say Google Fi was the ad campaign that would run on this video, and then I was making revenue from that, because, you know, maybe like Google Fi is like outdated to that point where, you know, the ad campaign's no longer existing because, you know, it's based on, you know, 20 2012 or 2013, Project Fi promotion. So now, today's 2025 and there's new promotions from Google Fi. So what will happen is that they will add in a new campaign in there. So if anyone clicks on this video and sees those newer, more current to time related ads, you're going to make revenue off of it. So this is good for creators who have been posting videos for such a long time, because it basically reignites some traction on old videos. So that's something that's, like for myself and for other, other creators that I know of, this really does absolutely help them out. We got 5 views now. 40% are content creators, 60% are not content creators. Yeah. So, honestly, at the end of the day, doing all this stuff, one of the things that I'm really trying to convey in this live stream is that, being a creator, it's hard. It really is, when you just think about everything that I shared, and that's not even the tip of the iceberg from what like other creators who are more successful on YouTube, what they know. This is just stuff that I've been able to find in researching for the last couple of months and picking out what I know is actually like worth looking at, based upon what you're looking at, the data you're looking at from it and everything. And I still have way more to learn about content creating and YouTube and everything like that. And so it's hard work. So when you guys, got a live stream from like B-Tech who says, he's tired of putting in so much effort and so much work and it just doesn't go anywhere for him, I feel like he's valid to share that. Now, if people don't like what he's saying, if people are like, oh yeah, you're being negative, blah, 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 then stop watching his video about it. If it affects you and hurts you that way. But, at the end of the day, any creator is going, if they really care about what they're doing and they like what they're doing, of course, there's going to be some emotional attachments to it. And that's going to slightly, be conveyed when the result they were hoping to get for their creation is not getting that result. Let's see. Is the iPhone 12 mini still usable? Straight Talk has a deal where you pay for 3 months for $120, so you can get a free iPhone 12 mini, brand new. I mean, if you're willing to deal with the battery on it, I've heard a lot, like even with a fresh battery in it, it doesn't do all that great with battery life. But yeah, it'll still be supported. It'll get iOS 27, and I think that's where iOS 27 will be like the last update that the iPhone 12 gets, because the iPhone 11's got iOS 26, and this is their last major software update. So they're not going to go beyond iOS 26. Now, it'll get iOS 27. That'll be the last major software it gets. As far as like bug fixes, security patches, they'll get that for another couple more years. So the iPhone 12s are still good to go for a little bit longer. Obviously, you just got to take in consideration that, it's a smaller device, a lot smaller. And iPhone 12 minis are sought after because they don't make minis anymore. So people would like to have them like a novelty collection type thing. But you also got to keep in mind, you're going to need a power bank, or at least a power bank case, just to at least get decent battery out of it. I've never created content on YouTube. I assume that's what the question implies. I've worked for magazines and newspapers as a writer and reporter, and occasionally had to do videos. Yeah. See, so technically, I guess I should have worded my question better. So you've worked for magazines, you've worked for those types of publications. You know how hard it is, because writing is almost similar to creating a video on YouTube, right? Most people kind of script their videos. I don't. I just wing it. And I guess that's why there's a lot of uhs and ums, and I'm thinking about the next thing I'm going to say that's going to line up with what I just spoke. But yeah, when you write, you can't just go like right down the middle with your column, right? You have to add some flair to it, something that kind of like keeps the reader's attention. Because if you're just going right down the line, say about like the iPhone 12 mini, and you start off with when it was released, the battery, the specs, people's thoughts about it, the good and the bad, where does it sit today compared to newer flagship phones. But if you just go right down the middle like that, maybe they'll like read like halfway, right? So you got to add some little flair into each one of those paragraphs to keep the reader's attention. And so like that correlates with with being a creator on on YouTube. It's the very same thing. You got to fight for your spot. You got to come up with something that people are going to click and want to read. Same thing with videos. Very very tough, very competitive. Like I said, I mean, I was actually kind of surprised. So it seems like the tech community is slightly dying down, because out of all the tech creators that's on YouTube, I'm ranked at 2,100th. Now, I could be the very last place, and maybe there's 2,100 channels on YouTube that's tech related. Maybe there's 50,000 channels that are tech related, or maybe there's 5,000. I don't know the full amount of how many tech channels there are out there. But yeah, if I also look at like, video statistics, see if they have anything on it. There's not enough data for it. Future projections, where it projects that I would go. YouTube feels like that by 2020. Well, Social Blade feels like that on my YouTube by 2029. I should start, I should be at like, 20,000 subscribers. So that is about 4.5 to, about 4 to 3.5 years or so. And then for the views, I should be about 6.5 million views by 2030. If I continue to keep doing this. The future is not promised, so Social Blade wants me to upgrade in order to see who's like in first place in the tech space. I don't really care, but yeah, it's it's hard to do this, and I'm not saying this to deter people from wanting to be a content creator, but when you come into this, you gotta have your big dreams, because this is how I do it for me. I'm not saying that people should copy me. I'm just saying that this is how I do it for me. I have my big dreams, and then I have my realistic dreams. My realistic dreams, I'm kind of reaching that goal, because I don't know how well of a likable person I am. Like my personality, my speech patterns, my vocals, those types of things, I don't know. And then there's my big dreams. What are my big dreams? My big dreams is to have over 1 million subscribers. My big dreams is to at least make, at least a couple of thousand a month, every month, to put into the home and stuff like that. So then that way I can move up in life to a better position in life. Be able to put money aside and, build my kids' college fund a little bit more rapidly than what I'm doing right now. That's big dreams, right? Having the silver play button, the gold play button, hell, reaching, 10 million subscribers and having the diamond play button. That would be pretty cool. But those are big dreams. Those are dreams that's like you're striving to get to. It may not seem as reachable as your realistic dreams. Which, I'm sitting at where I'm at right now, realistically, with the dreams that I have that are more obtainable and everything. So like, yeah, I have a good amount of views. They're not 100% of what my subscriber count is. They're not 14,000 views every video, because oh my God, that would be a dream to have 14,000 views, being at 14,000 subscribers on every video. That would be like 100%, for the ratios of like, viewership to subscriber count. I've been reached out by several different companies, to be able to work with them, campaign with them. Like Helium Mobile, I got to work with them on a campaign for a year. I got to have slight conversations with people from the company 1,000 Heads who were Team Pixel. And they sent me out some cool stuff, like a Pixel Watch band that was exclusive for a little bit. They sent me these cards that were still cool. I haven't put it away and protected because I'm going to frame them. But it's like the teardown of the Pixel 7. It's the teardown of the Pixel Watch. And you can frame these things and put them up. And I'm eventually going to do that to where, they're in the background for aesthetics and stuff like that. So I've gotten to work with companies like New Mobile, Tozo, several other audio companies that I got, sent earbuds and headphones from. what was it? Treble was another company that sent me some headphones and some earbuds. They were pretty cool. So I've gained some opportunities from doing this, and I'm very appreciative of that they even took a chance with a guy that had like 14,000 subscribers and maybe averages 150 views a video, compared to like my other colleagues out there who get like 4,000, 5,000, 17,000, 20,000 views per video. You know what I mean? So it's humbling and I appreciate it. But at the end of the day, if you choose to be a creator, you got to take the ups and downs with it, and honestly not give up. Like, B-Tech never said he was quitting or he's giving up on his YouTube. He's just pivoting himself to a different idea, right? Like he's finding pleasure in gaming online with his PS5, his PS4. So he's thinking about just kind of focusing on that. If you guys follow him on TikTok, you'll notice that like he's been doing a lot of gaming on TikTok, and he does, he does DDR, Dance Revolution, which, from him and from Rhythm and Art, like both of those two opened me up to this world of DDR that's modded. So they have like all these people that build like playlists that can be imported into like DDR type games, and you step on the arrow pads to dance to the songs and stuff like that. And I can see in his videos when he's doing that, he has a lot more fun than when he's talking about tech. I can see that when he and I collaborate together on the Deathlock podcast and we talk pro wrestling, he has a lot more joy about doing that. I know that because every time he's reached out to me to collaborate, he's never really reached out to me to collaborate about tech. He never said like, hey, let's talk tech on my channel, or let's do this on the channel. Every time he's like, yo, you down to stream today? It's always, he prefers to do it on a Deathlock podcast and talk pro wrestling. So while he still has a passion and an interest for mobile technology, it's burned him out on the tech space side. And his interest has peaked more on his gaming and pro wrestling side. Can't blame him for that, because I mean, I enjoy doing the Deathlock podcast with him as a palate cleanser, so I'm not always talking about tech. And even doing like a live stream like this, where I get to share some of the things that I've learned and some tricks that I've learned that's helped me on my YouTube journey, that you guys can just extract what you need out of it and not completely follow my entire format. I enjoy talking about this. This is very fun for me. I hope people can gain a lot of help out of what I've just shared over this last hour that I've been live. And that's my entire goal. That's what I wish for. Like, people will have the assumptions that some creators are greedy and they don't want to help. But in a world that's competitive like YouTube, where everyone's trying to get on the top because they're trying to make this a sustainable job for them, because let's face it, in society today, people rather would work from home or be a content creator or a social media influencer as their job, rather than going to Walmart, punching in for a 9 to 5 and like, stocking shelves from products on pallets. So everyone's fighting for that top of the mountain. Everyone's climbing up there. Some people, have a longer rope and hook to just throw and pull themselves up the mountain faster. Other people like me that just have like little spike claws in our hands to climb the mountain, but we, our distance and gains is, small. Like the gauging of our distance and gains is small. And but like I said, and I mean what I said, I will keep doing this. I will keep making videos and posting it, especially about Google Pixels. That's my favorite subject to talk about. I will still go live and talk about, tech, whether it's, MVNOs, 5G networks, news on like, carrier deals, smartphone reviews, satellite, product reviews, like not satellite for like, satellite connection, but like, like earbuds and smartwatches and stuff like that. I will continue to do that. I have no desire, no plans to give up. I'm not asking for, a pity party. I'm not asking for people to be like, wow, this guy's tried so many times, let's help him out. Like, no one can decide to help me out. People could just be like, this guy sucks. He just needs to face the light. He sucks. But I'll tell you, I will not listen to that. I will not sit there and say, okay, I suck, let me quit making content. No, I'll keep going. Because there are those people who do like my content. There's those who do like to hang out with me on a live stream. And that's who I'm going to focus on. And as my viewership build, if my community expands and gets bigger and bigger, of course, new things will be incorporated. Things may be taken out of it, depending on what people like. So, yeah, let's stop blaming the algorithm completely for a halt, a slowdown, or a fall in your YouTube channel. You want to blame somebody, blame the viewers. But again, remember, the viewers are your customers. The viewers are the ones who will make or break your channel. That's why I'm always humble for every little gain I get. I reached 14,100 subscribers. Thank you so much for that. I'm happy, excited, humble, always will be. I reached 15,000 subscribers, and I'm going to tell you guys how much I love you guys for helping me get to 15,000. None of this is done on my own. Like, I make the content. Yes, I get that. I'm a one-man band. There's nobody in here but me. I'm the one who records these videos. I'm the one who has to edit the videos, upload them, put all the tag words, put the description, put the title, build the thumbnail, upload it, set it, to Premiere, go into Premiere, chat with people in there if there's people chatting, and then market my own videos. If I got to share it on a social media post, talking to people on threads on Instagram or X, formerly Twitter, like, I'm the one that's doing it. I'm a one-man band. I don't have a team of people helping me. And I'm still proud of what the fuck I've achieved so far. I'll leave it at that. But that is pretty much it for this live stream. Hopefully this does help a lot of people out in figuring out what will help them and help build their channel. And if you guys ever have like anything you want to talk to me about outside of YouTube, outside the presence of viewing eyes, you guys can always DM me on X. You guys can always DM me on Threads, whichever platform you're on. I'll add those links into the description so you guys can find me on those social platforms and follow me, and you guys can DM me and just chat with me. But until then, thanks for checking out today's live. Shout out to B-Tech and all the other creators out there who struggle and try really hard. Just know your work is not unnoticed, and we appreciate it. Until then, everybody, I'll see you on the next one. Aloha.